you want to come, okay? And for one of those two spots, it's only $40 to come in, have the full evaluation, the exam, a scan, and the x-ray. Right? Exam and the x-ray, everything included there. Very straightforward. Just because you're here today, company's taking care of you. You can make sure and you get one of those times blocked out. Okay. So circle the day, circle the time. In a minute here, I think there is 2 or 3 of you. Jessica will be coming over to you. She will make sure to find a date and a time for you. If there's an issue with it, you got a question about it, she's your person. Okay. Jessica in the back of the room. Wave your hand, Jessica. Everyone see Jessica back there? Everyone say hi, Jessica. Hi. Okay, there we go. That's good. Let's get props for my life. That's good. Okay, so she'll come over to you. She'll find you. Make sure you get a time scheduled. And when you come in, she's going to give you paperwork to fill out before you come in. So when you do come in, you have that done. Save you a lot of time. And then she'll give you appointment cards and exactly where the office is, what time to come, all of those things, office number, answer any questions you have on that. But you can get that checked just because you're here tonight. Okay. On that note, at the bottom down here, there is a spot for this. For the rest of you, well, here, I'll cover that in a second. Let me go through that in a second. So, the warning signs, I kind of walk through those, your first steps of health. So we'll do the computerized nerve scan, we'll take the x-rays, any testing that's needed for anyone that hasn't had it done yet. So she'll come over to you, make sure you get that taken care of, okay? Now, let's go next steps for the rest of you, okay? So, a couple questions I get asked a lot is what do we do supplement-wise? What do we take? How do we get the nutrients in? It is now almost virtually impossible to get all the nutrients you need from the food that we eat. Our soils have been so depleted. We mass produce all of our food. We're wearing out our soils, and we're heavily pesticiding, herbiciding, and we're trying to quickly grow it, and it's sucking the nutrients out of there. Right? So I use some supplements. We don't have a lot. We have a few. We have them here tonight. Available for you. One of the main ones I do is the Perfect Protein. And it's a protein powder. Raise your hand if you've already on this. You've already done this. Love the protein powder, right? Fantastic. This is my breakfast every morning, right? This replaces breakfast food. So instead of bagels, French toast, toast in general, cereal, donuts, whatever else you're eating, coffee with sugar, go for the protein powder. But there's a smoothie that we have. If you need it, ask them at the front. I think they have a couple available for you if you do need one. But with the smoothie, I put it right in there. I put, they have the recipe. We put I actually put coconut milk in it to get good fat that we talked about. All right, we put protein powder, put some berries, it's low sugar, right? That's approved for no sugar, right? Put some of those in there, and then actually put some spinach in. Now, before you freak out and wonder how weird that is, you can't even taste it. It does turn it green, but you just got a big dose of veggies for breakfast. When was the last time you did that? See what I mean? Then you slip it in there for the kids, and they call it the green monster, or the grandkids. They don't even know what they're drinking. Like, yeah, the green monster. You're drinking spinach, boy. They don't even know it, right? So there you just slide it in. No sugar. This is the biggest thing you got to look for with protein powder. There's no sugar in this. It's sweet with stevia. It's got to be protected protein, which is bioactive. When you heat up protein, you denature it. So you can't just any run-of-the-mill protein that you put into your body. Your body doesn't recognize the protein, so they only heat it to a certain temperature to protect it. It also comes from grass-fed cows. And so that means there's no pesticides, no hormones. It's the only ones I've ever found that has this, okay? Soon we'll be getting in a vegetarian version as well. So we'll cut out the whey. That will not be advanced plan approved. It'll be core plan, but it is an alternative for people that can't have that. That'll be released later in the year as well. But this one's, and it doesn't have any of those fillers. If you flip over a protein powder, go to GNC, flip all those over, there's not one in the store that's not full of toxins, that's not full of sugars, and that's full of, and have the bad protein, lots of hormones and pesticides, right? So I love that stuff for breakfast in that sense. And then the second one I have, I kind of highlighted for you, is the omegas. So if you are eating bad foods, you got to at least get some of that inflammation out. If you are having sugar, you at least got to get some of that inflammation out. It just as a general one, it's probably the first one. This and vitamin D are the top two if you're going to start somewhere, or where would you start to put it in your body. And so I use the Perfect Ratio Omega. It's in the right ratio of good fats, right? You need omega-6s to omega-3s. I got my dad tested recently. And he said, you got to be on 3s. You got to be on omega-3s, omega-3s, omega-3s. Everyone says omega-3s. And I said, I talked to the doctor that was testing, just got some blood work done. I'm like, you got to have healthy 6s though too. And raise your hand if you know what omegas are. Raise your hand if you know what those are. Okay? So you got to have a good ratio of them in your body to cut inflammation out. That's what it does. So it has to be 2 to 1. A burger, regular hamburger, go to McDonald's, 20 to 1. Creates inflammation right when you eat it. Right? So if you're going to eat bad food, we've got to cut that ratio down. You got to have healthy 6s. My dad was normal in the 3s. The test came back that he needed more healthy 6s. So don't go out and just blast in a bunch of 6s. Just get it in the right ratio. Okay? So a lot of people are like, well, I'm on 3s, I just need to have 3s. Well, yes, you need 3s, but you've got to make sure you're having healthy 6s. So if you have one that you're on, bring it in. I'll give you thumbs up or thumbs down to look at it for you, okay? But that one we already have perfectly ratioed. I put that in my body every day to make sure I'm cutting the inflammation out, joints, heart health, inflammation, just pulling that out of the body, okay? All the products tonight are 10% off since you're here, right? People love that. You'll be able to get those on the way out in a couple of minutes to make sure you can have your products. Any of them are all 10% off, okay? Perfect ratio. And then let's go to the next events, upcoming, things that you do not want to miss. Does everyone have this little card? Pull this out. Hold it in the air for me. You have it. Leave it in the air. Go ahead. If you don't care, you need to work out. Hand yourself. If you're a little warm, wake yourself up. Go for it. Okay, half of you aren't listening. That's all right. That's not all right. I should make you work out. So here it is. Couple of things that are happening. So very exciting stuff. Okay. Number one, community dinner. All right. A lot of information tonight, right? Most of you, I would almost say everybody, is in the room, right? Just because someone told me to come speak to you, right? Or someone told you to come to the office, right? So a friend, family member, someone spoke up to you. It's so hard on me. I had a guy come into the office today. He's been through stage 4 cancer. He's about 60 years old. He's like, I worked 2 jobs my entire life, and I provided for my family, and then I get cancer. And it's stage 4, it's in his liver, and they go to the doctor's office, and they just said, there's nothing we can do for you. And it just crushed him. There's no hope. There's people are out there with these diseases. They're diabetic, they're on blood pressure meds, they're on 12 medications. I had a 23-year-old in front of me the other day, 12 meds in the morning, 11 at night. Right? That was her day in, day out. There's people out there suffering, there's no hope. And he heard, we did this community dinner, and he goes, just from that dinner, he goes, I've got so much hope now. I had an amazing weekend, I have strength, and I know we can get back on the right track and start building health. Now we're going to have to work with some other partners with what he's dealing with to get him help and get him answers, but he's got to start building health, and he got that message. And so many of you in here, I can see some of you nodding your head, got this message and have started finding out problems and getting to the bottom of things in the office just because someone told you. Pay it forward, okay? So this is where they go. So we're doing a dinner. We're actually take you out to eat. We go to Biaggi's. I pay for all the meals. And then we just do a little talk about health as far as the nervous system and how do we help people. And that's a perfect invite for a family member or a friend when they just need more information. I got this person at work next to me that needs help. I got a spouse that needs to hear it, they're not listening. Whoever it is, a neighbor, they're having health issues, or maybe just care about them. That's the place to bring them. It's a very relaxed environment. We have some fun with it. We use some raffle off some products. But it's an invite-only thing. So if you want one of those spots, Susan had 10 of them left at the beginning of today. And so you just have to check. The Tuesday, June 18th, it's at 6 p.m. It's in Biaggi's in Cary, right down the road. And then just write in their name or number, okay? You're going to turn this in a little bit, all right? So just put down a name and number. You can bring as many guests as you want. One lady's bringing 5 of her coworkers. She just told me today. 5 of her coworkers. She just wants them to hear it. All right? They'll have their own little table. They'll all have dinner together. It'll be on me, and they can hear a little message and then just have fun. All right? So if you have the person right now, go ahead and write their name and number down there. Okay? Just check that box. We're going to collect those in a little bit. On the other side of the sheet, this is the sign me up section. You're going to have a name, a number, and an email on that side of things. Okay, this is going to be for everybody. I'll tell you why in a minute. Just start filling it out. Okay, you're going to want to. Okay, at the for the competition, what we have is every time you work out, you get a point, right? Every time you exercise, you get a point. 1 point. You're keeping track of your log. You're being honest, right? Okay, no fudge. You worked out 7 times. You gained 3 pounds. You didn't work out 7 times. Right? You're right. I'm going to know. All right. So you're working out. You got a bunch of points. You better be close to winning the contest, right? That's how it should work. So you get 1 point for that. You get 3 points if you lead 3 other people in a workout. Snap a picture. We did like one of these, right? With the other 3 heads in here like this, and then send it to Katie. That's 3 bonus points. That's it. But it encourages you to lead someone else. Impact a family member. Impact a coworker. Someone around you. Okay. Then we did. We're doing extra workouts for you. So you can come to the office and you work on Wednesday nights at 6:30, and also Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. We've had an average of at least 50 people at those workouts so far. It's been incredible, and it's so encouraging. It's easy to work out when there's that many people around. We do the team challenges, and we get people excited about it and making the working out fun. All right. So you get a bonus points for each of those, and then the other thing you get a bonus point for, which the what was the color? Pink team, is that right? Pink team. Yes, pink team, as with the organizations, the corporation, the business, a place you want me to go and speak, putting a place down right there. So just check. Please contact my workplace, church, organization, group to have Dr. Livingood come speak.